Hi guys, I'm Akriti. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to review a movie which is getting a lot constant hate on social media. Well, actually there are a lot of movies which are just getting hate on social media, and if you actually watch them, they're not that bad. So the movie that I watched yesterday had a similar story. Okay, so I don't know if you guessed it because there are a lot of movies like that. So the movie I'm going to review today is Loveyapa. This is going to be a very honest and unfiltered look. So actually what happened was that when this movie just got out and everything, the promos and everything was going on social media. So everybody was hating, everybody was like that Junaid Khan, Khushi Kapoor, they're like very unwilling to do the promo and everything. And honestly, the song also wasn't great, and it wasn't really a great and very enthusiastic promotion of their movie. So obviously very naturally, even I thought that okay, maybe this, I don't think this is going to be a good movie. Like, wow, did you see the promo? I do not think this is going to be a good movie. This is actually what my initial thoughts were, and I didn't even know the story, which is somewhere I'm wrong because I judged this movie before I even knew what the story, or before I even watched the trailer. So I think 2-3 days ago, I was scrolling Disney Hotstar and Geo Hotstar, and obviously for watching Modern Family or How I Met Your Mother, and I saw this movie and continue watching, and only 1 minute was left, the last end credits. So I asked that who was watching this movie, and mom was like, I did. So then I said, really? Did you like it? She was like, yeah, obviously. I mean, this is a very good movie. I was like, huh? You didn't see the hate on social media? She was like, what hate? I didn't see anything. I said, oh, I have to try it now. I really have to try it now. So yesterday I got the time and I watched the movie. Okay, and now the backstory is done. I am going to tell the honest review of this movie. I'm going to tell the honest review of this movie. No filter, just honest review as an 18-year-old girl. By the way, I just had my hair wash, and I just washed my hair, so my hair are looking so weird. Okay, that's just anyway. So first, let's start with the storyline, because before I review a movie, I should give you the basic plot of the movie. So the plot was Gaurav and Bani were two young people. I think they were roughly 25 years old, around that age. Okay, and of course, Bani had very strict father, and she had a little sister, and Gaurav had an elder sister. So Bani and Gaurav were dating. Okay, and they were in a very good relationship, just ready to marry. Abhi shaadi karwa do inki. वैसे relationship में थे, and their relationship was very cringe, but also very cute. Their relationship was like that. Once you're in love, everything cringe becomes cute. That stuff. So it was that. Okay. Then, but Bani's father did not know of Gaurav, that they both were dating. So one day what happened? He by mistakenly, he just got to know. He caught Bani red-handed, that she was talking on the phone to Gaurav, and he got her red-handed, and he was like that, oh, so you're dating this guy. And Bani was of course very scared, so he asked Bani to invite Gaurav at their place. Okay, so Bani trained Gaurav basically because Bani's father was a very uptight, classic, that Siddhantwari Indian father. Bani's father was that. So obviously the night before, Bani trained Gaurav about everything, that what you have to say, when you have to say, what will my father ask, what will you tell, everything. She trained everything. But Bani's father really played the trick, He was like the game master, and he really changed the game. How did he change the game? Let me tell you. Spontaneously, he was like, okay, Bani, Gaurav, you both are going to switch your phones, okay? Bani, give your phone to Gaurav, and Gaurav, give your phone to Bani, okay? And for 3 days, you both are going to be using each other's phones. And they both were like, oh my god, what did he just say? And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun, because it was fun to watch. Okay, so yeah, and they both were actually very scared because of course he was like, give each other your phones, okay? But they didn't have each other's passwords somehow, so they were like, okay, fine, एंड देन दे बोथ वर प्लानिंग प्लॉटिंग कि किसी ना किसी रीजन से अपना फ़ोन वापस ले लो, अपना फ़ोन वापस ले लो और ठीक है, बट वो नहीं काम करी बिकॉज बानी's father was so strict. Okay, like he was so strict. So Gaurav gets a phone on Bani's phone and Bani's father was like, tell me the password. And like this movie is filled with puns and stupid puns. This movie is very fun, okay? Very funny to watch. So they take each other's password and then they find secrets about each other which are very close to cheating. So what happened, I'm not going to tell you what Bani and Gaurav were hiding from each other, but what they were hiding was both of them was pretty huge, and it was capable of getting them to do their breakup. There was a lot of things, and there was another storyline revolving. So Gaurav's elder sister was getting married to a dentist. She met not long ago, I think 2-3 months ago. And then there is another case of phone, so Gaurav's sister's fiance, who's Anupam Mehra. So Anupam actually was very conscious about his phone. He never gave his phone to anyone, not even her, his fiance. So it was very alarming for Gaurav's sister, to actually check if he is hiding something or what is going on. So this is all, and this is the only thing I'm going to tell you from the movie, okay? Because I don't want to spoil it, but the movie is very fun, and I think for the most of the part, the movie is a very teaching moment for people like you and me, and actually for the young generation. Yeah, the movie is a big teaching moment for you and me and the young generation, because our generation has so many names, situationship, benching, and I've lost track of how many names are there. There's a pre-situationship, there's a post-situationship. I don't know why we need those terms, but these terms unfortunately exist. And this movie did not discuss all those terms very openly and directly, but all the other people that were involved in Bani and Gaurav's life, I think these terms were very well, brought to light, and I think I love the movie because the main reason why I love this movie is now because this movie touched a very sensitive and a very important topic, mobile phones. Because in our world, okay, I think from the age of 16 or even 14-year-olds these days, 14 to 25, this age group, I think we all are so invested in mobiles, and we all use the mobiles for everything, from talking to people to ordering stuff to learning to to music to everything, from watching and reading, everything. For everything we use our mobile phones, and obviously pictures, everything. So even secrets are always in our mobile phones. And if you are so close, if you're ready to marry someone, of course you should because marriage is a big commitment. I don't know, because I feel like in this generation the meaning of marriage is basically just destroyed, unfortunately, again. But I feel like obviously marriage is a big commitment, and if you are going to make that commitment, you should at least be able to touch each other's cell phones, each other's mobile phones. And I think because our generation, we do everything on our mobile phones, and it's like if you want to know someone, you can just take their mobile phone, just see what kind of reels they watch, what kind of YouTube videos they watch, what kind of apps they use, what kind of games they play, and the type of pictures they click, everything. And if they use Swiggy or Zomato, everything, you can learn about someone's personality through their mobile. Even the way they text, do they use full punctuation marks, okay, and are they very grammatically correct person, or are they very careless, who cares, or are they making typos again and again? It's basically defines their personality now. And I think mobile phones are very important but also very dangerous, because the last few minutes in this movie actually just made, I think, me as a girl, they made me realize how dangerous the world is. Because I think I'm going to tell it. So Bani, Bani, of course, she worked in an office, and her co-worker, she basically kind of refused. She didn't really care about that co-worker, and she was like, who the hell he is? Okay, and that kind of attitude. So the guy really got, I don't know, agony male ego hurt away. I don't know what, but he made a AI video about her, and he showed it to his friends, but somehow it got viral. It got viral, and like I can't even imagine how Bani must be actually feeling. Like the portrayal of those emotions was so strong, and like that was at the end of the movie when everything between Gaurav and Bani was almost finished. Like they both had almost broken up, and like it was such a bad situation, after that AI video got out, and like of course Bani was no more able to face her father because obviously her father won't believe that it wasn't her. Like nobody would, it's very difficult to believe it. And basically, no, everybody was turned against Vani, and then Gaurav, her beloved boyfriend, Gaurav came and held her hand, and just because he was the only one who believed in her. He told that, okay, Vani, I believe in you. I know this wasn't you. Okay, I trust you, and I think, yeah. So, but also, this made me feel very scared as a girl because and not only this movie, there are a lot of cases in the real life, and if a girl actually just refuses a guy, you can see acid attacks, or that 44 days of hell, or I don't know how many rape cases. There are so many instances where the girl has actually just refused a guy, that she was not interested in the guy, and the guy just did horrible stuff with her, which just makes me so scared that, like, is male ego so fragile that we can't even say no to them? Is that male ego, is that it is so fragile, like that we just said no to them and they just harmed us so bad. And also I just realized that the world is such a scary place. Like, you never know who could be planning something against you. And the stuff that Bani's co-worker did, that stuff, if that stuff gets out about a girl, her reputation is just down. It's not about a girl's reputation, a guy's reputation as well. But nobody does that stuff to a guy usually. It's like mostly this stuff is done with the girl. Mostly, I'm not saying always, but mostly. And like mostly it's a guy behind it. And if that stuff, something like those videos and stuff, if it gets fake videos and stuff, if it gets out about a girl, her life is actually hell. And I can't even imagine how that is. I mean, it just makes me very scared, and I'm glad Loveyapa actually touched this topic about the fragile, depicting the fragile male ego, and depicting how scary the world is. Like how you have to think twice before even saying a simple word no, because no means no, but some stupid people can't understand that, which is so disappointing. Okay. And secondly, I love this movie because they, even for 15-20 minutes or even for 5 minutes, they took this topic. Secondly, I love this movie because they took they touched the topic of trust in this generation, because in our generation, I think all of you would agree that love means basically nothing. Love means just playing around, and just basically love is meaningless. And I think this movie actually told us the real meaning of love, what is actually trust, and that if you actually love someone, you have to move on, you have to forgive each other. And I think this thing really made me like the movie. And this movie is so fun. This movie is so funny. Like, you'll find yourself actually naturally laughing, you'll find yourself laughing out loud, but in real, LOL, but in real, which is something a lot of us don't do these days. It just doesn't happen. Yeah. So I think, in conclusion, I would rate this movie 4 out of 5. I'm very disappointed that social media really tainted this movie's reputation and the reviews of this movie, which is so disappointing, because I would love, like, our generation to actually watch this movie and learn something from it. So why I love this movie is because it actually told us how dangerous and how actually dangerous and useful the smartphone is. Smartphone is useful for, because you can do everything on it, but dangerous because how is it affecting your personal your personal relationships? If you really trust a person, if you really love a person, are you willing to give your mobile to them? Like, for example, if your boyfriend or your girlfriend, if you like really love them and you just love them so much, are you sure you love them? If you do, will you be willing to give them your mobile with all the passwords and be tension free, that okay, I'm free? That is the thing to think about. So I think everybody should go and watch Loveyapa on Geo Hotstar, and I think I really recommend this movie. So yes, I really love this movie. Well, I think this is it for today. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and help me grow.